Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Balsamic Moon Tarot. This is going to be a channeled message, a general tarot reading for the collective. Listen in and take the messages that resonate for you. Leave behind what doesn't resonate. Leave it for the person that it's meant for. But yeah, I'm just going to go right into it. I'll give you as much information as I can so that you can know if this clicks with you or not. The first card we have is an oracle card with this beautiful butterfly. Number 1, love who you are. Love who you are. So I'm getting the sense that you might have had a recent upsetting event where somebody maybe made a disparaging comment, or maybe it was even sort of this gossip where like a friend told you that so-and-so made a joke or something like that. But I think that, your feelings or your ego has been bruised a bit recently. And this is a confirmation that you don't have to, you don't have to be everything for everyone. And I don't know how you feel about the people who you feel are judging you. So like, I think maybe in your mind, you have a group of people or a certain person who in your mind like doesn't fully accept you, or is too harsh with their criticisms of you. I think that when this card shows up here and what the energy it's bringing, I think your guides are simply trying to say, like, your self-worth isn't based on whether or not someone approves of you or whether or not someone is a fan of yours, okay? What it's based on is whether or not you approve of you. Do you feel like, if you were to meet yourself, you would like yourself, honestly. Like it's almost like you haven't quite it's almost like you haven't quite experienced unconditional love for yourself and radical acceptance of who you are. Sometimes and oftentimes we, feel like we're not good enough. But the thing is, we keep moving the goalpost of when we're going to be good enough. So sometimes we give ourselves these goals and they become, this thing where it's like, this is what motivates us, is to achieve this goal. But in the meantime, we're not really content within ourselves. We're not really accepting of just who we are, successful or not. Okay, let's keep going here. We have card number 44, always settle for more, with 2 hands holding a heart. Yeah, and this is definitely making me think about relationships. Maybe in your romantic life, you've not, you haven't quite experienced a relationship where you feel like the other person fully appreciates you and treats you the way you deserve to be treated. We have this next oracle card, fail abundantly, number 28, if that number resonates with you. Fail abundantly, interesting. I like that concept. It's talking about really getting up back on the horse and trying again, and like, don't let these minor, like, in the grand scheme of things, there are minor things that are kind of holding you back or like making you take a step back. And overall, these messages are building up a picture of how much your guides want you to really like stand proudly for who you are. Like, don't shy. Apologize for the noise. There was a truck that went by. But that's kind of part of the message too, right? It's like, don't be afraid to make some noise. Don't be afraid to express what you're looking for and what you seek in a relationship or a friendship. Don't be afraid to tell people, this is what I expect. This is what I deserve. This is what I desire. There's sometimes we do overcompensate, and we may act like we deserve the world on a platter. And you know, yes, it's possible to have a big ego. It's possible to just be vain and shallow. But the message here is to me, what the message here is saying is sort of like you've been letting other people who are vain and shallow kind of off the hook. You know, you've kind of been letting them get away with some poor behavior or like shoddy treatment or just disrespect. So yeah, that's what I'm getting so far. This is about really thinking about what it is like you need. What do you need to thrive? You deserve to thrive. You don't deserve scraps. You don't deserve to just barely get by or barely scrape by. Let's say this is about work, right? This is very general, so this could even apply in a work situation. Love who you are. Love what you do for your work. Love what you contribute to the workplace. It doesn't matter what, you know, what position you're in. I feel like in so many workplaces there's like this very, there's a social hierarchy that's mostly BS. You know, there's this idea that if you're in the executive suite, if you have like executive in your job title, or if you know, are just high ranking in the company, that you deserve more respect than the other person, than other people, your underlings, you know, like, you know what I'm saying. If you have a job and you don't have a very high ranking in your job, or you don't have a high income, that does not matter. What matters is that you take pride in showing up, that you take pride in being there, because why do we all have jobs? We have jobs to pay for our bills. We have jobs to take care of our families. We have jobs to, you know, just exist in this world, frankly. You know, there are very few people, few but fortunate people who don't have to work for a living. So take pride in the fact that, you know, you make a living, you make an honest living. And if anyone has tried to disrespect you because of the particular job you have, you know, either check them and tell them just how wrong they are, you know, for being so judgmental. Either, you know, stand up for yourself and assert yourself, or simply like just pay them no mind. Go about your own business. Don't worry about people who are going to be judgy about what you do for a living. And then always settle for more, right? Like, this is about, again, like, what do you need to thrive? You don't have to just take the first offer. You don't have to just take whatever you can get. You can be smart about negotiating for what you need and want, what you desire. You know, you don't have to shortchange yourself. You don't have to limit yourself if you know, if you feel like you've been taken for granted, if you've been mistreated. Let's keep going. I just want to say that fail abundantly is also pointing out to, again, like, if you've been feeling down about yourself, like if you've been looking back at mistakes you've made up until now, mistakes are learning experiences. Mistakes don't mean that you are a failure as a person. Mistakes just mean that, you know, either you didn't know what you needed to know, or you didn't do what you needed to do, or, you know what I'm saying? Is like, you don't have to look at your past as if you just are always going to mess up, I guess. Let me keep going, because I'm starting to get a better idea of like who this message is for, and I want to just get some confirmation about what I've been saying, and also some clarification. Tend. Wow, that is beautiful. We have the word tend, like tending a garden, and we see here this little seedling, you know, with the gardening tools, with the gardening spade and a gardening, you know, fork. Maintenance, encouragement, guidance. That's a beautiful energy to have. That's very supportive energy here. There might be someone in your life who has been in your corner, who has been encouraging you. If the relationship is new or if it's tenuous, this is a good reminder to shed some, you know, warmth in that direction. Like tend to the relationships that are sincere and meaningful. Tend to the friendships and the relationships where, you know, you really do trust that that person has your best interest at heart. This is also about using your judge of being a good judge of character, being a better judge of who are people who, you know, are stand up, who are the people who mean what they say what they mean. Let's keep going. Yeah, we have the Ten of Wands. So it's also about tending to your mind, body, and soul, okay? If you've been working so hard, or if you've been trying or struggling so hard, sometimes, I mean, all the time, frankly, it's always good to like really do an inner check, an inner checkup. Like, where are you feeling numb? Where are you feeling burnt out? Where are you feeling so angry, like seething anger, or like rage, or despair, or sadness? You know, like, do an internal check with your feelings, and um, give yourself that compassion, that love and compassion. Tend to yourself. Give your, you know, this is self-love, right? This is self-care. What do you need to recover from whatever it is you've been struggling with? What would it take to give yourself a real break? Is it a day off? Is it just a nice dinner with friends? Like, is it a night alone with your partner? You know, I don't know if you have kids, but sometimes it could mean like a date night. Or is it even just time alone without anybody, right? Without any friends or lovers or spouses. Like, what is that for you? What is it you need to bounce back, right? We have the Eight of Swords, some indecision there, and again, kind of like talking about that self-doubt. And then we have the Six of Cups here. That's beautiful. Seven of Pentacles. Two of Wands. Two of Wands is showing up to me, it's showing up as a choice. Maybe you do have a choice to make between two opportunities, two offers, or maybe it's more like there's a choice here between staying or leaving, like staying in your current situation or moving on. Yeah, we have the Three of Swords. So there is perhaps like a separation or heartbreak or grief or betrayal. Something is definitely impacting you these days. Something has made it hard. There's been grief, there's been grieving recently for you. So let's look into this closer. We have the Five of Cups. I'm going to put it with the Three of Swords because that is exactly what I was talking about. So I feel like you, yeah, with the Two of Wands, that's a positive sign. And in fact, the Two of Wands even makes me think of these two gardening tools, which is interesting. So I do think like there might be, you know, this choice you have to make might even be with a new person in your life. It might not be romantic. It might be like somebody is a therapist that you met, or some, you know, you had a free consultation with a therapist, or maybe like a physical therapist, you know, some kind of healer, some kind of mentor or guide. Like, this person can come in many shapes and forms, but whoever this person is, I do feel like there's someone showing up who is giving you a choice about, you know, do you want to keep doing business as usual, or do you want to try a different tactic here? Do you want to try something, do you want to try a new path? You know, do you want to try a new health routine, or try therapy, right? Try talk therapy or a different mode of therapy. Do you want to try something creative? Do you want to like learn how to play music or learn a new instrument? Like, there's something coming up here that is giving you this like moving, what I want to say, buffer. What is that term for? I mean, it's like offering you some grace here, you know? It's like, here's a situation where you don't have to just be concerned with like pressure and struggle. Like, here's a situation where maybe you can just relax and be yourself a bit more. That's how the energy is showing up here. Because I do feel like with the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords, like, you've been working really hard, and but you've also been like nostalgic for something from the past. You've been nostalgic for like maybe an old hobby, or maybe it's an old friendship, you know, maybe you've been missing people from your past. So this nostalgia that's come up recently has kind of been triggered by the painful event or the painful relationship that's put things into perspective. And now this perspective is coming with this choice. So it's like someone putting this idea in your mind, like, hey, there's a different way to be, there's a different thing to do here, there's a different response. Your path is kind of like curving over to this other direction, and you're getting excited about it, actually. So if you have had any naysayers in your life, just know that often the people who are upsetting us in the outside world are like, the reason why we get so upset about it often has less to do with them and more to do with us. It's more of an internal issue. I mean, clearly if someone is just like harming you or abusing you, I mean, there's no excuse for that. So I'm not trying to say like you should continue being friends with anyone who you don't want to be friends with, or you know, I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying like it's always good to do this internal check of, you know, if I am so upset by this, like, how do I care for myself? How do I extend the care to myself rather than relying on someone from the outside to give me this validation, you know, to validate that I'm hurt or to validate that I'm suffering? I can validate that for myself, right? I can do an internal check. I can write my feelings out in a journal, or I can talk to a therapist, or I can even just do some like mindless drawing, you know, like this is about checking with yourself. I know I've said that multiple times, but I really want to make clear what I'm trying to advise here. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands. Interesting. Yeah, I think that you're indecisive too about something because you experienced like an injury or a harm in the past and you recovered from it, but it's almost like it's almost like you still have residual trauma from it, so you don't really want to relive that. And I think you're feeling a bit like exposed or vulnerable right now, and you're afraid that you're gonna experience again this harm or this injury from the past. Like, let's say in the past, you know, a social group exiled you or like gave you the silent treatment, and that was completely traumatic. So, you know, there's just something coming up. There's something bubbling from the surface, bubbling to the surface from the past that's really making you evaluate like your situation right now. Like, okay, we have the Page of Pentacles and we have the Two of Cups. Yeah, so you know, I mentioned like this could be like this could apply to different scenarios, whether it's work, life, love, health. But with the Two of Cups, I am seeing that relationships are paramount right now. It's that trust, that ability to trust another person. It's paramount right now, and you're really questioning those relationships in your life. You know, you're kind of questioning like, who can I trust? Or even like, who can trust me? Have I been a dependable friend or partner or spouse, right? Have I been as dependable as I've tried to be? Because the Page of Pentacles does talk about room for improvement. And look at that, we have the Empress. So there's this beautiful, yeah, there's a beautiful energy guiding you, I think. And if you tune into your intuition, this is the supportive energy showing up right now. There's the King of Wands. Nice. It's a supportive energy for growth, for self-improvement, for refinement, refining your natural gifts, refining your natural skills and talents. That's what's supporting you right now. That's what's going to help you get through these tough spots and these difficult spots. Yeah, there we have the Nine of Swords. the King of Wands, okay? This is another supportive energy. This could be showing up as a person who, again, is like encouraging you, motivating you, someone who's like your cheerleader. That might be how they show up. Or they might just show up as somebody with like connections, someone who's, you know, kind of like popular, right? Someone who's very likable, very popular. I think they might be showing up as like a positive influence here. Look at that. Wow, we have the Queen of Wands. For some of you, this is romantic. This is you having a choice right now, considering a new path in your romantic life where maybe there is a person in your life who's showing up as a very energetic an energetic match for you. Okay, now if this is someone you would see yourself like settling down with or marrying, I don't know about that. Well, we have the World card, so yeah, there's potential for a committed relationship here. But even if it's not like marriage that's on your mind, there's just like a maturity here. There's a maturing here. There's an awareness that your life is happening in stages, and you're very prepared and ready to move on to a new stage in your life. It's like you're ready to level up, you're ready to advance. You don't want to just stay in the same old. You're ready for a change, but you know, you don't want it to just be change for change's sake. You really want to dig into what has my life looked like so far, and where is it that I want it to go? What is the direction I want my life to go? There's the Page of Cups. So yeah, new love, also possibly actually having a baby. That could be in the cards here. Starting a family or having another child. New love, new baby, new creative project, new artistic expression. The Page of Cups is showing up really beautifully here. I'm really getting a sense that you're much more receptive. You're becoming more receptive to ideas about how to be happy in this lifetime. Your heart is filling up with more appreciation for things in your life, for people in your life. Your heart is filling up with more love for your hobbies, or you know, just like the things that you own. You know, there's like an appreciation and a tenderness that you're experiencing right now. And you're also a bit vulnerable, honestly. Like, you're feeling a bit emotionally raw and vulnerable, but that's not a bad thing. Like, that's a powerful place to be in when we when we have like something upsetting us, and it's giving us the impetus to make a change. Like, again, it's not change for change's sake. This is about really making a change to improve yourself or to improve your life satisfaction. You know, this is about making a serious change, not something short-lived, something that will really impact the trajectory that your life is currently on. We have the Seven of Wands. Okay. Talking about standing up for fighting for what you want, you know, being willing to stand up for it, being willing to defend it. We have the Ten of Cups. Wow. Right on that King of Wands. Oh, and we have the Emperor. So the Emperor is showing up along with this Empress. I'll go ahead and put the Empress there. So yeah, if this is about a relationship, this looks to be a promising relationship that could, you know, that could really be like lifelong. It could be marriage. Look at that Ace of Cups. I'm telling you, some of you are thinking about having kids. Ten of Cups is showing up as the family, as community, feeling complete, feeling like you have everything you ever wished for. We have the Strength card and we have the Lovers. Wow. Yeah, I mean, beautiful energy here. I would say for most of you, this is a relationship love situation. For some of you, if that doesn't resonate, if that's really not really your priority or where your mind is at, it's not about love. But take whatever resonates for you. Take it how it resonates. Don't try to, like, you know, don't, you know, just go with trust your intuition and let your intuition tell you in the flow of this reading, you know, what is meant for you, what isn't meant for you. But I'm just going to wrap this up by saying the Lovers and the Strength card are showing up here together. So for most of you, I do think this is a relationship reading. You have a new opportunity in love, whether this is a new person or just like a new phase in your relationship with someone. This is a new opportunity, a new beginning. It could mean choosing to have a child with this person or choosing to be a parent. Maybe you already have kids, choosing to have another kid. It could be, honestly, I really think, you know, maybe what I said in the beginning about people kind of, something upsetting happening that kind of made you feel a bit bad about yourself. It could be, you know, feeling like, are you worthy to be with this person that's in your life? You know, maybe somebody is trying to say something disparaging, like they don't deserve you or some crap like that. So if that's how you've been feeling, this is affirmation. This is confirmation that your relationship is solid, that you do not have to change who you are because this person loves you as who you are. And frankly, if you are in a relationship with someone who has been mistreating you, it's the message is a bit different, where it's saying that person is out there. That person who's going to love and respect you and treat you how you deserve, they're out there. So go after them. Don't, you know, this is the Ace of Cups. You got an ace in your pocket. You are lucky in love, okay? So use this luck in your favor. Go out there, put your best self out there, circulate, okay? 10 of Cups with the Lovers. This is about being sociable, okay? King of Wands, again, popular and sociable. That could be you. You could be the King of Wands, you know, charming everybody, everybody you come across, right? So lots of supportive, positive energy here. But you know, I think for the most part, this is like, these are your guys showing up to really cheer you up and to like encourage you and to remind you that you are worth everything you desire. Like, that is all available to you. Go after it. Put your best self forward. Don't give up on that dream. Don't give up on, you know, being fulfilled and happy in life. Don't give up on love. Don't give up on being loved and respected for exactly who you are. You do not have to change who you are at the fundamental level to receive love. You deserve love just as you are, okay? It's more about being brave to show up in the world as your authentic self, to show up in the world as you truly are. Don't try to hide it and don't try to deny it. Don't try to misrepresent it, okay? Don't try to be what other people are like. You are you. There's no one else like you. Don't try to be what you think other people want. You know, be who you are, and the person who's meant for you is going to show up. They're going to be drawn to you. So that was your message. Thank you so much for being here. And if this resonated, please do click the like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet already. And chime in the comments. I would love to hear from you, like what you thought about, you know, what resonated with you. Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for being here. Take care.